Hey everybody, it's Kelly coming out to you from the top of the hill at West Street. Having a fabulous day, waiting for a big storm to roll in. All this electrical energy in the air. It's kind of cool. I love storms, as long as I'm inside to enjoy them. So today I'm doing my first little installment of storm warning again. Today I'm doing my first little installment of tips on how to get a reading. And the reason I decided to do these is because readings with all psychics, but with me it's very much like a download. It's a download of information. Not always rhyme and reason. I'm just getting this stuff. And when we come in kind of doing these three things I'm about to mention, we're unable to see the totality of what those messages might mean. We're unable to kind of open our mind to concepts beyond what it is that we think we understand about it. So, number one, when you're getting a reading, you're always going to get two very distinct types of information. You're going to get information that makes sense to you, and then you're going to get information that does not make sense to you. And naturally, the way our human ego is used to working, and you'll see this when you're just in conversation with people, when you're learning, when you're teaching, when you're exchanging, every new bit of information you bring to them, they go through their files, and we do the same thing. Looking to see if it's something that we see as valid, as real. We kind of basically look to do a very quick, a fast analysis on this concept that's coming forward to us. So when we get that reading, people, I can tell you right now, they're most affected by the stuff I say that they already know. Stuff that they already know, but they know that I don't know. So let me differentiate something very clearly. In a reading, as a medium, my goal is not to prove that I am real. This isn't about me at all. I'm no more important than a television that is receiving and projecting information from around you. This is not about me being real. This is about your loved ones wanting you to know that they are real. So we have this filtration process, and we're going to acknowledge it right away. Stuff that makes sense, stuff that doesn't. This second category is not unimportant because we don't make sense of it at the time. Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, it's much more like your gift in the reading that keeps on giving. So it's important to pay attention. So number one thing to leave behind when you come in to get a reading with me is any form of expectations whatsoever. I don't care how it worked with other psychics. I don't even care how it worked with me last time. Never, ever, ever are we to impose a concept on a reading of what it's supposed to look like. It will ruin it for you. You will ruin your own reading. And I can guarantee you that I am not going to try to appease or fulfill your expectations. That is not what will happen with me. So I'll say it straight up. If you are just looking for someone to tell your fortune or tell you if Jeremy's cheating or tell you what numbers to pick at the horse races, I could do all that, but that's not what I want to do. And that's probably not what's going to. You just, go to a psychic fair, go see someone that focuses just in predictive. I'm a medium, so a good portion of my information comes through that quantum residual energy of the people who are around you. So that's going to be deeper than that. So expectations of who's going to show up and in what order they're going to show up and the things I'm going to say, that's all yours. That's all built up in your own head. It has nothing whatsoever to do with me. So if you leave here and you're like, oh, this guy talked for 10 minutes and I didn't get to talk to this person, why would you expect more logic here than you would in real earth? That's the question. We can only control so much. And in real time on earth, anything can happen. and someone can walk up and talk a little more. They know what's going on up there. So if it doesn't fit your expectations, that's not their fault. It's not my doing. It's the problem is the expectations coming in the first place. So give some thought to any time you visited a psychic or when you think about going. And think about what expectations you may have. It's not wrong to have questions or things that you would like to see happen. But if you go in with a closed concept of what could take place there, you're going to wreck it for yourself. And that takes me to the second thing not to have when you're coming in, and that's concepts. I know that might seem the same as expectations, but it isn't. You might be coming in with a very clear, open mind of who might come in, but still have, so be open-minded to that, but have very clear concepts about how you think that's going to happen, and it's not that way either. I might just see a flash of a memory. They might just show me a smell or some favorite thing of theirs. They may come in ways that you don't understand, and that doesn't make logical sense. And of course, you'll remember that you are at a psychic. So looking for a logical experience is, well, it's a waste of your time. It's ridiculous. So your concepts of how it should work, you need to leave those outside of the reading room when you come in for your reading. They're not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. And they probably aren't accurate in terms of how I work, so they're unrealistic. So you're coming in basically with barriers up around you if you have ideas of how you think I should be doing things. So don't forget that. The third thing that people do that really affects their readings is what I call the hold back. And people who are holding back are not very often trying to test me, actually not at all. What often can happen in small groups or in individual readings is I'll be bringing someone through and I'll mention their name. And I'll maybe mention how they died, and I'll mention what month they die in. And nobody will say to me, hey, that's their name, and that's when they died, and that's the month they died in, or how they died. They hold back. And again, not because they're testing me, but in their mind they'll get the idea, let's just see what else she can get. Let's just see what else she can bring through. It's almost like there's an adrenaline rush. There's an adrenaline rush when I say something in a reading that's accurate. And if I've done 2 or 3 of those already, it's like they want to feel that happen again. They want their loved one. Do you see how dark it's getting out there right now? I think it's getting really dark really fast. Cool. Light. So the hold back is, and sometimes it is, it's just kind of like a, let's see what you can do. And it's like, you want to spend your money to come in and test me the whole time and slow me down from getting as much as I can. That one's up to you. If you want to pay me to test me, go ahead. I'll make you cry. But the hold back isn't generally on purpose. So don't hold back. If you're sitting there and a psychic tells you your father's name, for God's sakes, tell them. Because if you don't tell me, guess what I'll be doing in a half an hour? I'll be trying to get your father's name when I've already said it. And I don't know I've already said it, so I don't think that I've said it. So please remember those things. Be forthcoming with basic answers. And don't hold back if something is accurate. It'll confuse the psychic because they won't know that they've already hit on an important detail. They'll still look for it. So those are just 3 of the things. I'm going to do a little series on how to get a reading, and those are just 3 of the little pieces that are kind of important you might want to think about. And I'm going to go because I have the feeling the hydro is going to go out very soon, and I may have to head for the basement. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you got a lot out of this. If you have any questions about it, by all means, I'll set it up so that you can put them in the comment section, and I'll come back and check for them. Have a really good night, and stay safe and stay in.